All right, can everyone hear us all right?
Yes, sir.
That's
All right, we'll go ahead and get started with questions.
All right, I think it would be remiss for me not to express how grateful we are for the people that showed up tonight. Our fans, alumni, the students, all the people in Acadiana and Lafayette that showed up. I think our leadership at the university did a terrific job of pushing the agenda. Incredible opportunity to play on national television and represent our community. And certainly the people showed up tonight and they affected the game, right? And we are thankful. Already had several players express to me how awesome it was to have that type of environment in that type of venue. It's good for everybody, right? You get an opportunity to have great exposure, you play well, and the people in the community come out and support and represent the right way. So we're extremely thankful for all the people that showed up. That was awesome. For a Tuesday night to get that type of crowd was special. So, and they're part of the team. I think that's what I would like to express to all the people that showed up is I want you to know that you are a part of the team and you certainly affected the game tonight. So, I mentioned to you guys the other day, I think it was Thursday after practice, how thankful I am to be a part of this team, right? And I know that, we'd played 5 games and we certainly hadn't played to our potential. And, we're walking around here grinding away, working extremely hard. And, a little bit frustrated with maybe some of the performances that we had, and I think I could see it affecting people, and I think, we finally put it together, and that's a credit to our leadership, right? It's a credit to our coaching staff, all the people in our organization that have a role and contribute to the team. And then the leadership amongst the players, right? There could have been a lot of, side conversations or finger pointing when it ain't quite going just right. But this group has stayed coachable. They've stuck together. And certainly we had a couple of days to really quality control the first 5 games and really look at what we needed to do to improve each individual player, every part of the organization, position groups, units, and all 6 phases in the kicking game. And we presented that. We went out and had a practice specifically for that. And then we turned the page. And, we've got a lot of respect for Appalachian State, the type of program and history and tradition that they have there, and certainly the brand of football that they play. And it's really been the team since we got here that we've been trying to chase down. And it all adds up, man. It all adds up. There's a lot of work that went into putting our team in position to play like that. An example would be I saw Corey Turner. I'm walking up the tunnel after the game's over, and I see Corey Turner, right? And he walks up to me, and I give him a hug. And, Corey was part of that first team, right, that we had, and was a major contributor, a team captain, and a guy that I've got a ton of respect for. But there's a lot of people that came before just this team that contributed to what happened tonight. So it was a good win, and one that, I think that we can all be proud of, right? I thought we played the game the right way tonight in all areas of our team. Certainly a few penalties that we got to clean up, but our plan worked, and it's a credit to our staff and our players. What questions do you have?
Coach, to talk about the defense, 0-11 on third down, you forced 4 turnovers, just held them to under 100 yards rushing, just as complete as you could be. Like, what was the big difference in just the incredible execution of the defense?
Well, I think the big thing is, we've got a great staff. I told Jay Walker earlier, I wouldn't rather go to battle with anybody but Patrick Toney in a big game like this, man. I just know how hard the guy works. I know how bright he is. I know how competitive he is. And his leadership, along with that defensive staff and that group of players, man, they have high expectations and standards. They knew they were going to be challenged tonight. We had a lot of respect for their line of scrimmage, their tight end group, the running backs, the skill players, and then the transfer quarterback. I mean, that group's been lighting it up on offense now. Let's call it like it is. And I think we held them to what? How many yards they have? 216 or something like that.
216, yes.
Yeah, I mean, so not only that, but we got takeaways, right? We forced 2 field goals, critical stops, man. I mean, that game's different if they get touchdowns in those red zone possessions there in the first half. And then we got off the field on conversion downs. You know, that was one of the areas on our team where we felt like we needed to improve. You know, I don't know what we were offensively on third down, but I would imagine we were better. I think we were about 9 of 16 on conversion downs tonight. So
You were 8 out of 15.
right, we were 1 for 1 on fourth down. So, you know, that's a part of our team where we've struggled a little bit, and it's affected our ability to control games. You know, and you know, we worked hard on that part of our team, and certainly it paid off tonight.
Coach, talk about just y'all unbelievable knack of long drive at 99, now a 98. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Well, and I think the big thing is we did it when it mattered the most. You know, we needed to get it out of that hole. You know, we kind of bobbled a kick and then got a penalty, and we kind of played after the first turnover touchdown. After that, we were kind of playing field position a little bit. They kept us down there. I think we went 3 and out, had to punt it. And then they pinned us down there and we had to go back. So we needed to get it out of there. We started with the naked there. Pierce Miggle did a terrific job. Pierce is just, you know, a guy that's a very underrated player, a very valuable player. Levi hit him on the naked there. He got it out of the hole. And then we proceeded to execute at a really high rate. I think it was 15 plays, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, it's situational football. We challenge our players to be situation experts, and certainly a lot of situational football in the game tonight.
Coach, on that drive, you guys had a 4th and short. App jumped. The O-line had a nice reaction to it. But do you have a play call going into that if they don't jump? And overall, I guess I'll ask you the follow-up just after you answer that, just your thoughts on the offensive line tonight.
Yeah, we do. We got lots of we got a whole series of plays that we run off of that. You know, and we can sneak it, and then, you know, it'd probably a side conversation about all the different things that we can do off of that. But we've used it in the past, right? I mean, I think we did it against Georgia Southern last year in a very similar situation. So it's been good to us. Believe it or not, it's a copycat concept that we stole from Matt Viator at ULM. So everything I know, I've stolen from somebody else, I can promise you.
I know you don't want to give anything away since
Let me comment about the offensive line there before. Sorry, Tim, to interrupt you, but you know, we had a change of leadership in the offensive line this year. You know, certainly with the passing of Coach Looney and Rob Sale moving on to the New York Giants, and 2 new coaches, right? 2 new faces, Jeff Nord and Darnell Stapleton. We also have a young man named Mike Richard, who's a quality control offensive line guy for us, who's done a fantastic job. But, you know, those guys are new people, they're new faces. You know, they come in here. There's extremely high expectations and standards for how we play up front. I got a bunch of veterans, you know, and they just went to work, man. Not only improved fundamentally, technically, you know, have really showed and played at a high rate outside of maybe the Nichols game. We didn't play very well that game, but outside of that, that group has stepped up and played well. It's a group that has 4 offensive linemen out for the season. That's a little bit thin, but I think those guys have done a terrific job coaching. More importantly, you know, winning over the group, right, as people. And that group's got great chemistry and morale. They work hard. They're tough. And when how we play, you know, it starts up front. So they were on their A game tonight when it mattered the most. And we're certainly thankful for the players and really appreciate the leadership that those three coaches have showed.
It's possible you guys might see them again. So I know you don't want to give anything away, but like, what was the one biggest thing that you guys either saw going in or were doing defensively? Was it just a simple matter of all 11 getting it done, or what was it?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you really dig into our history here, outside of maybe the championship game in 19, we've played Appalachian State really well in defense, you know. I mean, I think now this team was a little bit different, right? I mean, they've got a unique quarterback receiver combination. They had been a little bit more, I think there were 31 passes a game compared to maybe 27 a game, you know, in their, you know, long history of playing this team. But the combination of players that they have over there, it's tough to stop them. You know, they've had a heck of a year on offense. So I think that Coach Tony had a terrific plan. He and the staff did a terrific job. And then we executed the plan, right? I talked to the staff this morning about, you know, execution, right? If we keep doing good, right? Keep doing good. Don't get bored with doing good. You'll get the return you want eventually. So we put it together tonight, you know, and that's a compliment to the players and the staff on defense for sure.
Coach,
you mentioned earlier in the week, Coach, just wanting to play a complete game at your full potential. Was this game tonight kind of your expectations, or was it as close to that as you think that this team can play?
You know, I think in the second quarter there, we had a little spurt of we turned the ball over down there, you know, missed some points opportunity there. And then we had, on that possession, we had 2 penalties on offense, right? And then we proceeded to have about 3 on defense on that next possession. We were fortunate to make them kick a field goal. You know, we got a penalty after a touchdown late there, an undisciplined penalty. You know, there's going to be a lot of things that we could have done better. Don't get me wrong, but, you know, you're never going to be perfect. I think we started fast and we sustained that intensity throughout, right? That's what we haven't been doing. And outside of those 2 possessions there, one on offense and one on defense, I thought that we did a good job. We need to cover kicks better. You know, they spit a couple out there past the 30 on us. We got to get that cleaned up. But overall, man, the collective effort, right? Told the team beforehand, they don't get to play just one of us today. They got to deal with all of us. So it was a collective effort. A lot of people contributed to what happened tonight.
You guys ended up with real good balance, Coach, but how much did that one deep ball early really kind of loosen things up for your rushing game?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point, Tim. You know, we've always played these guys and we've always felt like they're just daring you to throw it, you know. So we had a good plan tonight to take some shots. We hit the one early. There's no question that, you know, that was a package play. Great check by Levi. Unbelievable route and catch by Kyron. And then, you know, number 1 stepped up now. Number 1 was on his game tonight. Outside of probably 3 plays, that's as well as he's played, man. He was throwing strikes out there tonight. So big time play. And I think you're right, Tim. That was it affected how they played defense, I think, once they saw that they had to respect the pass.
Coach, how much of this, I asked you during the week and you just kind of smiled about, is this y'all played them so much that this just wanted them to throw the records out? How much was this as a statement about proving last year wasn't just some fluky in the weather thing, and to kind of prove it, and y'all proved it tonight?
Well, I mean, I think those are things that maybe you think about. You know, I don't know that we said those things out loud, you know, as a staff or to each other, to the players. I think the main thing is that we had a lot of respect for what we saw on the film, right? I mean, it was very apparent that this is one heck of a football team coming in here. You know, 4-1, should have beat Miami, really dominated Georgia State, East Carolina, Elon, right? I mean, they had played really good football. So, you know, we knew that, hey, look, man, it's time to put up or shut up, right? I mean, we got a bunch of good players. It's time for us to be a team. And that's really the emphasis was, let's be a team tonight, you know. And the collective effort of all the people involved needed, we need to get our act together, go play how we're capable of playing. So they accepted the challenge. The quote that we used in the team meeting yesterday, I think really stood out to me. It really is what I've been thinking about a lot. It's the measure of who we are is what we do with what we have, right? And I think we all can apply that to not only our football team, but how we go about our lives, right? I mean, I think some of us have a little, some of us have a lot. We got to take what we have and make the most of it, and understand. I really believe if you do a good job with a little, you'll end up getting more. And certainly, I think our team accepted that challenge, right? And it was very apparent tonight.
Coach, was this the best game of the Billy Napier era?
So our best game, we ain't played it yet. We got more left.
Coach, to that quote you just mentioned a second ago, of course the concern was those injured guys, but having that extra week or the lengthy, not extra week, but the lengthy break, how big was that coming into this matchup?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think it allowed us to take a deep breath a little bit. We'd kind of been in the grinder there. And then all of a sudden, we kind of treated it like an open date for 2 days, in terms of, all right, hey, look, we're a very inconsistent football team. I'm talking to myself here. What do we got to do something here to get this, to right the ship. So, really challenged the staff to evaluate everything that we were doing, and where the issues were and what we needed to do to correct that. So we spent 2 days on that. And I think that helped us kind of have some closure about what had happened in the past and the inconsistency. And then, immediately when you start prep for app and you turn the tape on, I think the film got the attention of the players and it was like, hey, hold on here. This is a little different animal. We got to get ready to go. We cannot play the way we've been playing or we'll get embarrassed. So they accepted the challenge. Now we got to see if we can go do it again. I think there's a whole new set of problems that come with playing that well.
It seemed like the +3 was no fluke. Was that even more of an emphasis than winning the turnover battle normally is?
Yeah, no, I mean, I led off the staff meeting this morning with, hey, look, on offense, we got to own the ball. We got to eliminate negative plays. And on defense, we got to attack the ball and limit the explosive plays. That's kind of been our secret sauce, if you have it. And, everybody knows the stat around here. If we get 2, we win, right? If we get 2 takeaways, we win. I think we're undefeated when we get 2. So, you pair that, we shouldn't have turned it over tonight. It's really bad coaching on my part. But, we were almost turnover free and we got 3. So it's a good day. Certainly, we all know that's the number one most significant statistic relative to playing winning football.
Okay, we can do one more if anybody needs it. One more.
Coach, last week you guys rushed for 225 against South Alabama, the top ranked rush defense in the league. This week you rushed for 246 against App State, another quality defensive opponent. What is it about the offensive line and the running backs that have kind of found their footing, so to speak?
It's who we are, you ask anybody that plays us, it's who we are. So as long as I'm coaching, we're going to play that way. So, I think we've got really high expectations for how we play up front and how we play at running back, how we play on the edges, the quarterback making the right decisions, and the receivers doing their part. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a team effort. Certainly the offensive line's got to do their part, but a lot of times when we're not having success running the ball, everybody wants to talk about the offensive line when they should be talking about the quarterback or the flanker or the tight end or the running back, right? I mean, we all know, we can look at the stat box and say, hey, oh, he rushed for 200 yards. Must have been a really good day for the O-line. But I promise you, there's a lot of stuff going on out there. A lot of players are contributing to having the ability to rush the ball like that. So good team ball, right? And I'm proud of those guys. Our guys up front, you know, they're foxhole guys. You know, you can bet on them showing up and competing their tail off. I can promise you that.
All right, guys, that'll do it for Coach Napier. We'll have student athletes up shortly. We'll have Eric, Garrett, and Levi Lewis.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we got Eric here up here. Go ahead whenever you guys are ready.
Well, Eric, we talked all week about how good their receivers were and how improved their passing game was. What did y'all do? Y'all blanketed them all night, got 2 picks and over 0 for 11 on third. What did the secondary do so much better in this game?
We just came with our intensity, like we supposed to, like how we was last year. We came with the mindset of they got good receivers, so we got to go shut them down, and that's what we did.
What's it mean for you guys to go from, finally getting over the hump, beating App State, to just dominating them like you did tonight? Just the journey of doing all that.
It means a lot because we know what we've been through with them since I got here in 18 and before I got here. So it means a lot to the community and this organization.
Coach said y'all spent a couple days to kind of quality control, specifically with the cornerbacks. What is the thing that y'all kind of went over that y'all needed to get better, that y'all did so much better in this game?
We just need to get better with our technique and our discipline, stuff like that. Like our eyes, knowing the formations, knowing the routes they about to run, and just come out having a dog in you, and just going out there and dominate.
Tell us about your interception.
I seen the formation they had. They had 2 receivers at first. They motioned back over to trips. They did like a little dagger route combination. I just seen it, run my eyes, and pick it off and took it.
Coach Napier was talking about the dangers of playing this well. So what are you guys going to do just to continue to work on yourselves between now and next Thursday to, continue to perfect what you're trying to do?
We just gotta go back to practice, look at the mistakes that we did for this game, we can correct it for the next games that we have for down the season, and just get better each and every day, 1% better.
The 11 for 11 stops on third down was more product of like what you guys were doing earlier on first and second, or was it just buckling down, or what?
Well, we always preach third down is the only down. So we go out on third down, we go out there and try to dominate and get off the field, like get a punt and get the offense back on the field if they can score the ball.
Yeah, but you guys were only like 46% coming in, so there was something different when they go 0 for 11.
Yeah, Coach Tony always preach about third down. We go over there all the time when we come back in the next day after the game. And we talk about that and we preach about third down on the down. And we got to get off the field on third down.
How much of the way y'all played tonight was about proving last year's victory, that it was real?
Yeah, everybody thought it was a fluke, so we had to come out, just put it in their head that it wasn't no fluke. So we the team that we say we are.
The other week, Coach talked about how big that pass rush was going to be. So how much did y'all harp on that this coming into this game, especially with the new transfer quarterback on their side?
You said the pass rush?
Yes.
Pass rush, them boys, they do their thing up there. They always tell us, give us 2-3 seconds, we got y'all. And they always go up front, dominate the online scrimmage, and always get into the quarterback for us in the DB.
Eric, you guys held the top 20 offense tonight to just one touchdown. Just what did this defense prove with the performance tonight?
It just proved that we are who we say we are, and we go out there dominate. Just want people to respect us, really.
In the years you've been here, where would you rank this performance as far as execution, a game plan, and then executing it in the years you've been here?
We done had a couple games we executed good, but this one it's probably up there a little bit. But we gotta just go on with that one and just get ready for the next game.
What did it mean to you guys to be able to not only start fast but continue that same intensity in the second half?
It meant a lot because we always for the season that we have been starting fast but not finishing strong. So we harp that every day all through the week to start fast and just keep starting, keep finishing, keep striding, and just finish strong. So we did a good job on that today.
So how do you stay focused on this midweek mania? You got another one next week against Arkansas State. So how do you guys stay focused on, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day of the week you guys play?
Just got to keep everybody calm and everybody been here for a minute, so we know how it is to win. So we just gotta turn the page to Arkansas State. We're gonna celebrate this win tonight and just get right for the next week.
Want to be too presumptuous, but after beating them the way you did, do you want to see them again, or do you guys still want your shot at Coastal?
Oh well, it don't matter really. We want to see them again, but whoever we got, that's how we're gonna play. We want to get Coastal. Good job, because we got to get them back for last year.
Coach said that the best is still yet to come as far as performance, but coming from a student athlete perspective, what's tonight UL football aside from those small penalties or big penalties?
Say it again.
Aside from the penalties, Coach said that the best is yet to come as far as performance, but getting your perspective as an athlete, what's tonight Raging Cajun football?
I believe we really played Raging Cajun football tonight. We had some mistakes. We're gonna have mistakes every game. We just gotta. I believe we came out there and executed and played hard. Like we never did something like that.
We'll take 1 or 2 more for Eric.
Good.
Thanks, Eric. Congratulations.
Thank y'all.
Oh, Levi, up here.
What's up, y'all?
All right, go ahead for the Levi whenever you're ready.
They made me take off my hat. I'm mad because my hair look horrible right now.
Well, have you ever really felt better after a performance? You game plan against a team and then you execute. Have you ever felt better in a post-game locker room after that, other than this?
It feels real good, because my freshman year, being there, couldn't beat them up until last year. It feels real good. Feels good.
Talk about the quick start. I mean, y'all scored the first 3 possessions.
What you say?
I said, talk about the quick start on offense. Y'all scored y'all first 3 possessions. How important was that to really jump on them like that?
We always want to put a big emphasis on, starting fast, and another big emphasis on finishing strong, winning the fourth quarter. But we always feel like that we started games fast. And, this week, we wanted to real start fast and gain the momentum of having a home game and getting the crowd involved, because momentum is everything.
Coach was saying this wasn't your best game yet. So he said that the best is yet to come. So what's the next step for this team? Obviously, this is a really great game. So what's the next level to that? Because he's saying that the best is still yet to come.
There's always another level out there. There's always, you want to be great when you strive for something, bigger than yourself. You don't want to settle. There's always those little details or things you can fix. So there's always another level out there.
Did hitting Kyron early make it easier for you guys to work, especially on the ground, and then Jefferson later too.
It was. Karen, he never scored here. He always tell me, "Lee, I got to score. I got to score at home." So I think it's a good thing getting him going. Let alone the passing game was great because of the O-line had a outstanding day and on the ground too as well with the rushing.
I was talking more about that 55-yarder when you go over the top, and it just seems like it's loosening things up quite a bit.
What about it?
The 55-yarder on that first drive when you hit Kyron and kind of took the lid off. How much did that just loosen things up?
It loosened a lot of things up. When you could go down the first drive and make a big play or try to gain momentum on the first drive, it's always good for your team.
Levi, how good does it feel not only to get the offense rolling like the way you guys did, but for the offensive line to play the way that they did? I mean, they got a shout out on the broadcast. The offensive line coach got a shout out on the broadcast. How good does that feel for those guys?
I just hope those guys, really get to hear it, because they play a big role, a big part of our offense. Those guys, they deserve it. They go to work every day. Some guys are nicked up, got issues. They just come to practice and they're ready for games. They're ready to ball. So hats off to those guys. They prepare. They built for times like this. I thank them. I love them. I love those guys.
How does this? Go ahead.
Have you ever seen Shane that hyped up after a first down? And does he practice that whole George Jefferson routine or what?
Oh yeah, Shane, he probably more hyped in practice because we thought the practices are more intense. Shane's more hyped in practice, I'll say. Even in like fall camp practice, or spring camp, some scrimmages he'll be hyped, but Shane he was probably out his top today.
How does this rivalry compare to the one you guys have coming next against Arkansas State? Obviously, you struggled to beat App State until last year and this year, and then Arkansas State's always been a long-time rival. So how do the two compare?
It's just respect, respect for the game, respect for the rivalry, and just, you want to see excellence, when it comes to these rivalry games. You want to bring your best because everybody, the team, everyone is counting on you.
And then how comfortable are you in these run pass options, running near side for the first two touchdowns, the first one you took in yourself, and the second one you were able to throw on the run?
I'll say for the most part, it's just instinctive. Pretty much been doing it my whole life. Coach Napier starting to call it more and more. Coach, he's trusting us and trusting in me to call it more.
Levi, how do y'all played? This is arguably the best team that y'all played so far, and y'all demolished them. Like, how do you explain how well y'all played tonight?
I feel like we dominated. We didn't play in spurts. We played all 4 quarters, and we finished the 4th quarter. We started fast how we wanted to. I feel like it was a great team win.
Levi, coach said that as long if y'all get at least 2 takeaways and y'all are expected to win the game, he said y'all undefeated in that. So your defense coming up big for you all, putting you all back on the field, time of possession over half of the game. How big were those guys for you tonight?
It's big. We always want to put a big emphasis on that statistic. Knowing that we get 2 takeaways and we don't get the ball away, we're undefeated. It's a great feeling when your defense can make those things happen. And coming to offense, from those takeovers, we're always thinking capitalize. We got to capitalize. Because it plays a big role. Like I said, it's big momentum change when you can capitalize on their mistakes.
What does it mean to be able to have those big plays that you had early in the game and just continue to throughout the game, you continue to have even more? So going from the beginning of the season, everyone's talking about we want to see big plays down the field, and now there's so many you can't even count them. So what's it mean to be able to mature to that?
It means a lot. Your work been paying off just by the off season and how the O-line, how well they protect it. They did their job. They make my job easy when they protect well, receivers running great routes. It's a good feeling.
Does Zamani Bailey ever do flips in practice?
Hey, I'm mad because I didn't even get to see the flip. Shane came to me before he even scored. was celebrating before he even scored. So I didn't even get to see it. But nah, he don't do any fist in practice. Coach probably get on him.
We'll take one more for Levi.
Levi, Percy had mentioned earlier in the week that this game was almost more important than last year's win, just to kind of prove that last year wasn't a fluke. Do you guys think that you proved that tonight with this win?
I feel like we did. We still have work to do. I don't want to say we get complacent, but I feel like we put a point. We dominated, like I said, as a team, but we still have work to do. We got to turn the page and get ready for Ark State.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Congratulations, Levi.
Have a good night.
You too.
That's it for tonight, guys.
Thank you.